Alright, andito tayo sa Metro Pacific Fresh Farms. At ngayon, ito yung opening day nila. Actually, ang tawag nila ay Greenhouse Opening and First Harvest. So we're so lucky na na-invite tayo ng Metro Pacific para i-witness yung kanilang opening. Actually, matagal na nating alam na nagbi-build sila ng greenhouse. But today, ito na nga yung opening. At so far, yung kanilang facility ang pinakamalaki sa Pilipinas.
Gusto mo bang matuto ng agribusiness, crops, livestock and poultry, aquaculture, at ma-inspire sa mga success stories? Agribusiness, how it works! As a YouTube channel, Agribusiness features entrepreneurs, farmers, organizations, OFWs, investors. However, beyond our usual content and official endorsements, Agribusiness does not engage in other business dealings with them. While our viewers and featured individuals and entities may choose to pursue business deals with each other on their own, we encourage them to be cautious in doing so.
Thank you, sir. Apa.
Puntahan nyo sa Vietnam o yun, sa RZ.
Grabe, sir, ang dalat. The whole city, sea of greenhouse. Grabe talaga.
So it shows yung possibility na pwede natin gawin.
Pero kailangan i-educate natin yung Filipino to eat more vegetables talaga. Sila kasi talagang eater sila vegetables eh.
We're one of the lowest in Southeast Asia.
In Southeast Asia.
So, kailangan ma-educate talaga.
Pag nag-serve sila, planggap-langgana ng gulay.
Sana umabot din tayo doon. And with your help, you can influence, you can educate the market.
Sir.
Fresh is best, and Filipinos deserve nothing less than fresh.
Welcome to Metro Pacific Fresh Farms, the largest greenhouse facility in the Philippines.
Wow.
Today is a special day. Not only are we launching Metro Pacific Fresh Farms, today is also our ceremonial first harvest.
More veggies, please!
Close lang muna. So we close it to make sure that no biohazards enter. So it's like a man trap before everybody goes in. Sir, look at how consistent each one looks.
Yeah, they look like artificial. Different. What is it?
This is Batavia lettuce, boss. That's the closest to crystal lettuce. This is red crystal. Because all, yep, all the chefs want color in their salads rather than all greens.
Special tours.
Joby, you made the biggest green salad in the Philippines.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, veggies, please.
Once again with more energy. Our battle cry. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, veggies, please.
Who are the initial customers that will
So
buy?
supermarkets, hotels, Army Navy is here, Landers is here.
So everyone.
Yep. So that's why we put there to entice them. Somebody reserved it already? Yeah, you can reserve also.
So again, on behalf of the management team of Metro Pacific Agri-Ventures and Metro Pacific Fresh Farms, thank you again for being here.
No final location yet?
Usually my
For the...
I'm waiting for my
Yeah. Pwede palang i-grill yung romaine.
Oo nga eh. Butter na nag-grill. Maganda ma-encourage natin yung Filipinos na gano'n na rin.
imagine just like the same.
So ito na yung
Our guests.
grilled
Right here, the green,
romaine
the green juice for
and
earlier.
crispy pork
Just
belly.
in case it has subsided to the bottom. Welcome.
Sir ka muna.
That's a welcome treat. So ice cream will be served. And for those
Mainit,
that
sir.
are wanting,
So knowing exactly what goes into the initiative, I think think that's very important to have that relationship with food, understand what goes into it.
And as a dessert na tayo, of course, Carmen's best.
Pati dito, yung dala ng mga farm supervisors ng Israeli, may mga Vietnamese. So hopefully yung technology na yun ma-transfer sa mga Pinoy, natatrain yung mga Pinoy.
Saka doon, even Palermo, mabibili mo sa sa palengke, ganun. Ano talaga,
Nagpo-produce tayo dito. Sweet Palermo pepper.
ano siya, hit yun. Hit yun, Palermo.
Pero pwede kita makasya, chef?
Sige sir, sige sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you sir. Salamat
Araw
po.
ako nanood ng mga vlog mo, sir.
Salamat sir. Sophia,
Sama ko kay Sir Buddy. More empathy.
ay, yes, sir.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Well, my name is Paco Locsin. We'll be helping you today in the Metro Pacific Fresh Farms Tour. So, welcome to the Metro Pacific Fresh Farms, the biggest and most high-tech greenhouse facility in the Philippines. This is spanning a total of 22 hectares. So if you look over there into the small houses, you'll see later, that's where the property reaches until. Right now, what you can see that's constructed is actually only phase 1. And in phase 1, we can produce up to 500 metric tons or 500,000 kilograms of consistent premium vegetables all year round. Here in Metro Pacific Farms, offer more reliable and stable supply. This is because a fresh food factory, which is us, is only 2 hours away from Metro Manila with year-round production and with 5 times more yield than traditional farming methods. So essentially what that means is that with that, we have 2 security measures essentially in place to ensure that we have a reliable source of vegetables year-round. One is that the gables have a shark fin type roof, and that allows for the water to go down to the troughs when it rains excessively, and so we don't experience flooding here in the farm. Another part is that these gables are also able to withstand up to 140 kilometers per hour wind gusts, so it'll keep it safe during the typhoons. Another thing is that we have a more efficient supply chain and more food traceability. What I mean by this is that this is an all-in-one food factory essentially. We do the growing here, we do the harvesting here, and we do the packaging and delivering here. We also have our own logistics system so that it keeps everything going smoothly and efficiently. We also have a more reliable supply all year round. See, here in Metro Pacific Fresh Farms, we like to use all the space for growing and farming. We'll be visiting that gable later, that greenhouse, the cucumber greenhouse. And then in front of it's also the tomato greenhouse. And now to the right, you'll be able to see the capsicum and peppers greenhouse. Just to give you a brief summary is that we heavily control the amount of nutrients and water that these plants get, and we control the sunlight that they get, the radiation, everything. Everything is very controlled to the precise point, and that allows us to make a more consistent vegetable profile and nutrient profile. And it also allows, and also we harvest our vegetables here with the root intact, so that it allows it to be, it tricks itself to thinking it's alive, so it allows it to be fresher longer. So yeah. All right, so we're here on our first stop, the nursery and germination room. Okay. So, if you're wondering why we do this wind blower is basically allowing no bugs to come inside. When we open the door, it shoots a gust of wind down, so whatever bugs may be on you or trying to enter, it'll be pushed right out. Now, what the mat is for is that so the dust on the bottom of our shoes don't transfer onto the plants. Okay. Okay. So welcome to the germination room, where life begins.
Wow.
So, what is germination? Anyone know? Essentially, germination is when seeds become seedlings. And here is where we do it. We usually have our workers stationed here with a bunch of trays, and in the trays they'll be putting the cocoa peats, not soil, only cocoa peats, and we'll put one non-GMO seeds. We only use non-GMO seeds. Now, here to my left, these two chambers, they're actually where we place the trays once they're done being planted into the cocoa peats. We put the leafy greens on the left chamber and we put the other vegetables on the right chamber. The reason why is that they have different germination times. So the one on the left, the leafy greens, usually take about 24 hours, while the ones here usually take to about 5 to 10 days. In these chambers, we control the temperature, humidity, oxygen, and light. The temperature stays at 18 degrees Celsius. And we here in Metro Pacific Fresh Farms have a 99% germination rate. What this means is that almost every single seed that we plant into our trays will end up growing or sprouting. So here on the left, we have our leafy greens. If you'll notice, it's very cold, air conditioned, treated better than most kids in school. I mean, it's air conditioned, right? So yeah. These trays hold up to around 210 seedlings. So and they only take 24 hours to germinate. But we do have a specialist come in like every day to just check, just in case if it's earlier or if it's a bit later. So yeah. Okay. So once these seeds have germinated and the resident agronomist, like I said, checks it and approves it, then they're taken over to our nursery, which will be our next stop. And like it entails in the name, the nursery is essentially for the children plant. And what do we do with children? We take care of them and we nurture them. We make sure that they grow strong and properly. And this is exactly what we do here in the nursery. Okay. So to make sure that our seedlings grow to be strong, like children before growing into an adult, we make sure to nurture them and care for them in here in the nursery. Now, there are three things that control the temperature to be 5 to 10 degrees Celsius less than what it is outside. One would be the radiation curtain, which you see right above. It's fully flexed out. Next would be the wet wall, which is here behind us. Also, please refrain from touching, but yes, it's very cool. And then we also have the 3 big exhaust fans at the end. So what the radiation curtain does is it controls how the rays of the sun permeates inside. So if it's too sunny, they open it like it is now. And if it's not sunny enough, then they'll close it and allow more radiation to come in. So the wet wall and the system that it works with is with the fans. Essentially, we circulate cold water going down through the wet wall, and then the exhaust fans pull this cold air in and exhaust the hot air out. Now, how do we control this? You might think there's a lot of people who work here and like control every single part of the aspect of this nursery. Actually, no. It's all automated. It's all automatic. There are sensors everywhere in this room that determines if we need to let out the radiation cover, or if we need to increase the exhaust fan's pressure, or if we might need to make the drip wall colder. A special mix of nutrients are fed to our seedlings. Our agronomists determine what is the correct temperature and pH level of the nutrient solution that we give them, how much of it to feed per seed, and how much and when they will water the seeds. As of now, we do it manually, and there are only designated trained people here to do that, because of course this is basically the children of the farm, and we really need precise measurements to make sure that they grow to the best potential. But we do have plans to automate this part of the farm in the future. Now, This part here in this nursery has a total capacity of 100,000 seedlings. Each tray that you can see over there can hold up to 210 seedlings. And to compare to traditional farming, they can only do 3 cycles of farming per year in each area of land.
Parang light material.
We get the seeds actually abroad. I'm not exactly sure on the exact location, but I do know we get it abroad. Yes. Dutch company then.
Company called Agribusiness. Supplier din ng LR, pero kilala din natin. They're very well known. They have a good research center like in Vietnam. One of the top best seeds.
Okay guys.
Yes sir.
Isa sa mga agronomist, she's Vietnamese.
Oo. Kaya siya na nga ganun.
Galing.
Kaya pala.
Oo.
Yung hat nila.
Ganda ng ng setup.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention earlier as well. The person back in the nursery with the hat is actually our resident agronomist. They're from Vietnam. Yeah. They're the ones that actually decide when the germination is done. They decide what temperature and what amount pH level we water the seedlings with, and also how frequently we water them. Yeah, let's go in. Come in, come in. Okay.
How long it took you to familiarize the technical terms?
Well, actually, I visited here last Friday. I had to tour another customer, and I learned a lot actually just from that one tour. And I find it interesting. So when you find something interesting, it's easier to learn.
Yes, sir.
If you want, we have one SPIS system right here. If you want to take a look.
We'll go back later, sir. We'll just follow the tour. All right. Thank you, thank you. All right, thank you, thank you.
Okay, everyone.
Sorry.
So we'll now be going to the NFT and the hot greenhouse. Essentially, the hot greenhouse is where we grow more fleshy vegetables, and the NFT is where we grow our green leafy vegetables that you see in our portfolio. So we'll be going to the hot greenhouse first. That's where we grow our Japanese cucumbers. Now, again, see how the shape of the roof of the greenhouse is, or that we call gables. That it's kind of like a shark fin. So it also, the reason why that it's shaped like that is actually for air circulation. It allows for the hot air to rise and go out of the greenhouse so that we can keep our greenhouses a bit cooler for the vegetables. So we're here in our second stop, the cucumber greenhouse. I will warn you, it's called a hot greenhouse for a reason, so it is a bit humid in there. I'll try to make the speech that I have in there short and sweet for you guys.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Foot bath.
Oh, sorry, miss. Could you step on that? Thank you again for cooperating with us. This is really just to keep our vegetables as clean and fresh as possible for everyone. Okay. All right. Okay, so here we are in our hot greenhouse. We have planted cucumbers in here.
Oh, that's nice.
It's hot and humid because that's how the cucumbers like it. So I know you guys don't like it, so I'll make this a bit short and sweet for you. So what we do here is drip irrigation systems. The nutrients are fed precisely where it needs to be, which is the roots, and it is fed nutrients plus water. We try our best, and actually we don't waste any water by feeding everything directly to the roots. As you can see here, I did say we don't use soil, obviously. This is not soil. these are actually coconut husks. These are meant to just hold the roots together. And as you can see, if you look closer, this white tube over here is where the nutrients come from, and it's injected directly into the root system. In these hot greenhouses, we can grow melons, we can grow peppers, and of course the cucumbers. The cucumbers, as you can see, are kind of lined up like soldiers from here to there. The water mixed nutrients, again, are being fed directly to its roots for a very precise irrigation. We also don't want to waste water. As we know in traditional farming, when you water a plant, most of the time the soil just evaporates it and it doesn't actually get taken in by the plant. So here with our drip irrigation system, we insert it directly to the roots so that the plant gets all the nutrients that it needs and requires. So you might be wondering why we have these kind of plastic things hanging in the sky. When these cucumbers grow, our workers will actually coil them going upwards. So eventually, the cucumber greenhouse, as well as the tomato greenhouse, will kind of look more like a vineyard than a farm. Because we'll have rows and rows of kind of walls of cucumbers. And in the tomato section, we'd have walls of tomatoes, except it will be at an angle instead of directly up. The cycle for cucumbers is a little bit longer than the cycle for lettuce, yes. But we can produce here up to 30,000 kilos per month. Yes, per month. Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Sorry, that's all we have here, honestly. So let's go. It's really hot anyways.
Isang buo na siya.
But just again, highlights our drip irrigation system. We put the nutrient water directly into the root system. We don't waste any water. And we grow cucumbers here. 30,000 kilos per month. Don't worry, we'll be entering what our CEO calls heaven soon, which is the cold greenhouse, where the leafy greens are. Oh. Please move in. Yeah, come. Let's go. Push. Ellie. Okay. Okay. So now we'll just take a short walk to the NFT greenhouse.
Parang aircon sa labas. Oh, ito yung setup. Lalaki.
So here we have our NFT greenhouse. This is the colder greenhouse, so it'll feel a lot better than the ones we just visited.
Wow.
So here in this greenhouse, you'll be able to see the 5 different types of lettuce that's in our portfolio. We've planted Salanova, Batavia, Romaine, Crystal, and Butterhead. Again, we control the environment via the radiation curtain and the wet wall system. It's the same as the nursery and germination room, but this does feel a little bit cooler. Yeah, let's push in. Come. Sorry. Again, double door system. Keep the germs and bugs out and dust. All right, everyone, are you ready? Are you really ready?
Yes.
This is really cool. So welcome. Please go ahead. Go ahead. So NFT stands for Nutrient Film Technique. The gullies, which are these white things that the lettuce is planted on, are angled in such a way that the water level is only film-like. So the reason why it's called nutrient film technology is, I'll show you in a second. Can I have help? Pa-harvest lang, pa-show lang yung sa loob. So, everyone here, this is the NFT greenhouse called Nutrient Film Technique. Essentially, why it's called Nutrient Film Technique is that we have a small, thin, film-like layer of water that is inside these gullies, and they're at an angle so that the water constantly flows and constantly touches the roots of these vegetables. So, if you want to see inside, there's a little film-like layer of water that constantly brushes the root system of the vegetables. So, just to do a comparison, is this romaine? Yes. Okay. Okay, thank you. We'll do that in a sec. So, again, I'll do another thing. It's precise irrigation. This shows how the quality and consistency of each lettuce. Just duck down a little and look straight forward. It's all the same. It's all consistent. That's why we call ourselves a food factory. It's like we're printing vegetables here. So our bloom in volume and grams is better than what is in the market. So I'll be comparing our romaine lettuce versus a brand of lettuce from the supermarket in just a second. Now this piece of lettuce, this huge romaine piece of lettuce, is actually our Maximus variant. So this essentially is as big as we can get it. It can grow up to 12 to 16 inches tall. So if I could get you guys to gather around here, we'll do a simple demonstration. Now here we have our romaine Maximus lettuce. It's at 260 grams, give or take. Now we still have the root in, so we should minus 60 grams. So that, let's take out 60 grams. It's 200 grams right here, and that's just for the one lettuce head. Now let's try from the supermarket. This is lettuce brand B. This is with the plastic. This is more than one head. More than one head.
Okay.
More than one head and no root system. 243. And also, I just want you to notice the visible difference between these two things. One is the leaf volume. Look how much leaf we can get in one head of romaine lettuce versus two heads of romaine lettuce. So yes, as you can see, we provide a larger volume of leaf, or at least usable leaf. So our shelf life for our lettuce is strong and can stay fresh for a week inside the chiller. You can use a vase with water to keep it fresh because we do not take out the roots. We will be packaging our vegetables and harvesting them with the roots intact so that we can trick the vegetable to essentially believe that it's still alive and stay fresher for longer. So the capacity of this greenhouse is 60,000 lettuce heads per cycle in just 3,400 square meters of space.
Wow.
And the thing about that is that we can easily switch up the we can switch the produce easily, meaning we can do contract farming with you. We can ask all our customers what type of vegetable they want us to grow, or what volume is the most for most of the customers that we serve, and we could do that here. Now, as you can see here, we do have a reservation already, reserved for Restaurant A. Essentially, we'll be actually offering basically real estate. We'll be offering the space for you to grow. Therefore, you can tell us what you want to grow, but we can cover this much space for you. We can reserve 2 of them. And so yeah, and that offers also, especially for today, if you talk to one of our sales heads and reserve yourself a plot of land per se, we'll be bumping you up before the ones previously. So that's just for today, since all of you came out here today. And yeah, that's all for over here. I hope you enjoyed the look of it. Please take your final photos. We're gonna have to move already.
Agribusiness merch is now available on Shopee and Lazada. Agribusiness, how it works. Instruct, inspire, succeed.